Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Ife's Space. Well, today's video is a little bit different. I'm actually doing like a selfie video because I want to see my expressions. I want to be able to look at myself when I speak. Well, it's a different kind of video today. Well, let's say I'm asking everyone a question. I'll be asking a question. I'm not sure what exactly the title of this video will be, but I'm asking actually. Why is it that a lot of people, especially from the kind of background where I come from and the kind of culture I am used to, why is it that we Africans or we Nigerians or wherever, we have this mindset of not wanting to share and not wanting to, divulge a lot of info, especially info that would benefit other people? Do you understand? Like, I see most of the time, oh, okay, like bad news tend to let's say go viral a lot. Like it goes faster than, usually they say, oh, bad publicity or bad news spreads faster than like when it's something actually beautiful and good. But when it's something good that would really benefit people, that would help other people, people tend to like hold this information. I don't want to tag it as an African thing, or I don't want to tag it as like a Nigerian thing, really, right? Because I feel I've seen extremely pleasant people who are very African in every sense of the word, and they do not hold back information. I've been here like 8 years now. Actually, not 8 years. It's going to be 8 years soon, and I am still learning a lot about what rights I have, or will I say I'm still learning a lot in terms of, things that I can benefit from in this particular community where I find myself. In fact, in recent times, I've gotten very, very, will I say, invaluable info that is kind of like, that keeps moving me to the next level, be it in my career, be it in, settling in Malta, or different things, that I will be sharing along the line. Right. But I kind of really, really see people really, and a lot of people try to withhold. Like if, for example, you're up here, most people are, well, I say, it's almost as if, no, you should continue being here, do not come up. Like still, you can keep coming, keep climbing and all, but no, don't get here. That kind of thing. Like that's, I don't know if that is the reason why people withhold a lot of info. So what is really driving these videos? Recently, in recent times, I have been seeing a lot of videos that have gone viral about, oh, do not bring your children abroad. Let your children, especially those of us from Africa or maybe Nigeria, like there's this mindset of just let your kids stay back at home in Nigeria. Do not bring them abroad because the system would, it's almost as if they are promoting like a failed system. So don't even think about it. There are even some people, and I understand the fact that a lot of us have different stories. A lot of us have face different challenges in different phases, but not everybody's story will be the same. I am not saying that, oh, those back home, our lovely, lovely, lovely children. I have nephews, I have nieces, I have family back home in Nigeria, and they are doing extremely well. But we all want, especially if you come from a country that is failing in a lot of very important sectors, so to speak, right? You want the better. You want something better for your children. Better is relative at the end of the day. And I've been seeing these videos online, and the drive is usually, oh, do not bring your children abroad, especially when they're like underage, like under 18, or even as youth, like as young adults, right? Do not bother bringing them abroad. Just leave them back home in Nigeria. I really do not know in terms of what people face in other countries, but I am in Malta, and I would say clearly today that the best decision that we've made in our life, trust me, after giving our lives to Jesus Christ, of course, one of the best decisions, because we've made a lot of very good decisions, glory be to God, is actually relocating abroad. In different aspects, it's been good, it's been amazing, right? We keep growing and growing every day. But I would say the drive we had, I don't think we relocated because of us. I think what we considered first was actually our children. We just really wanted them to experience something else and wanted to give them a lot of alternatives. I was always of the opinion that, oh no, I'm not going to relocate abroad. Nah, that's not for me. I just want to be going on holidays, which is perfectly fine. A lot of people do it, and it's amazing. Trust me, in Nigeria, back home where I'm from, I don't know about other places, but we have very good schools. We have very brilliant schools, right? And I see a lot of things that children do these days, and I'm like, wow, this is impressive. This is amazing. So I know everybody have their reasons why they relocate abroad and stuff, right? But I'm just saying that just in case the reason why you're thinking of not making that move is just you're afraid of what people have been saying or been hearing, or you've been hearing a lot of news and stories out there, I would say that should not be the case, in the sense that most of the time, I know that there's always there's always some sort of truth in everything out there, but most of the times you really do not understand the whole picture. The fact that this is happening to Mr. A's family does not mean it would apply in your own case. Two main reasons that I've seen that people talk about as the reasons why you should not send your children abroad is, one, fear of like some sort of cultural disconnection, so to speak, and then another, like, let's say, loss of control or influence, right? And I get it. Some people feel their children will lose touch, their children will lose touch of their heritage, their culture, where they are from, and the values and the traditions that they hold dear. Fair enough. Some people feel like, oh, okay, when they go abroad, they get lost, they forget who they are or where they are from. However, at the end of the day, they'll still return home. Yes, they are out there in the society. They go to school and, all of that, but they will still come back home. They spend most of their time at home. Education and everything they learn as well still starts from the home. So for me, I feel like it depends on what you instill in them. Even in Nigeria, that you feel, because I'm using Nigeria as a yardstick, because most of these videos I've seen are actually from Nigerian moms, and I'm like, oh, even not just even moms, even dads these days, I'm like, even in Nigeria, are you trying to tell me that I've heard of families that the children, and you wonder where exactly, or how exactly was this child raised? So we hear of horrible things as well that happens back home: abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and a lot of things. So it's not as if, yes, you might be talking about what culture, sorry, I don't know, I'm just trying to, I don't know what culture, because cultural disconnection, like, what culture are we talking about here? Maybe because growing up, I didn't grow up in my village, I grew up in Lagos. Right, so maybe I really do not know a lot of things, so much about culture. I don't know, maybe, but culture I know, values I know, I can instill it even here abroad. I have cousins, very lovely cousins. They've been in America for years. They were born there and all. The older one, the eldest, is 21. She just graduated. These children speak awesome Ukwane. We speak Ukwane. That's where I'm from. I come from Delta State. They speak our language very clearly. I don't even know how. I don't even really know how to speak anyway. And I grew up in Nigeria. Yeah, my parents, both mother and father, are from the same tribe. They speak the same language, but I do not understand. I mean, I understand, but I cannot speak as much as these children abroad, who have lived there all their life, speak as much as they know as well. So what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, it all depends on what you are instilling and what you are driving in your home. You cannot be an absent parent and then you want 100% culturally inclined child and all. I understand the fact that, yes, it is easy to just get lost and get carried away. For example, I'm in Malta. I live here now and I want to also learn about their culture and tradition, which is actually so amazing, and they are so in touch with their heritage, they are so in touch with their culture here. I actually do like their culture, I think, even in Europe generally, and that is why I feel like I'm more inclined to staying in Europe than maybe going to America or something, because they are so in touch with their culture. They have their traditions that they hold so dear, they have their values that they hold so dear as well. To me, I would say to a very large extent it kind of even aligns. That's one. Secondly, people talk about the loss of maybe, let's say, control or influence. Like, you feel like, when you're abroad, children are no longer yours, they're like the government. I think that was one of the what I saw in one video as well. People were like, once you have a child here, forget, the child is not your own. I've heard of stories of social services, like, taking a child away from their parents. I even actually heard of a very sad story recently, not in Malta. I've never heard of all these stories in Malta, to be honest. I don't know, maybe I'm not looking at the right place, right? But I belong to quite a number of groups, especially groups like this. And I've never heard of, stories of children being taken away from their parents. So people feel, okay, their children are being taken away from them, or your children can report you in school. And then the next thing is, I've never heard of all this. I've never, ever. But regardless. That is why at the end of the day, you need to be present for your children. It's not just about saying, oh, I'm abroad now and I can just, I just want to walk my life out. I want to walk around the clock, and then you do not really have time for these children. I mean, I'm just trying to, let's counter them and give reasons why it is absolutely amazing. So I'm not saying the life back home isn't good, but allowing them to see, allowing them to see like the different perspective to the world, allowing them to experience something else, different from what I've experienced. And to be honest, it has been so good. What exactly are we complaining about? Like, seriously, are you talking about, is it security we want to talk about? Is it very good education? Is it the exposure that these children have? Is it the kind of like a lot? Like, trust me, it is very intense here as well, in terms of education, in terms of values, in terms of morals. Like, I can't even fault it at all, So if you are in that position and you feel, I don't know, I mean, I'm speaking about Malta. I really don't know what is obtainable in the UK and in other countries, right? I've seen even white parents spank their kids outside, maybe in a shopping mall, and maybe the child is is throwing tantrums. I mean, back home in Nigeria, I know we're all used to, harsh kind of correction, because it was still correction at the end of the day. We were raised with a lot of fear, a lot of flogging and all. Recently, I saw on the news a school actually, beating a child just because the child put on his body. A 4-year-old. Please, I don't understand. Why would I want to raise my child under such conditions and in that kind of environment? The peace that we feel, there are some things that money cannot buy. The security, the love, the affection. You say, okay, your child is abroad, you sent your child abroad, and you expect the child to turn out well when you have really not been present. It doesn't happen like magic. And then some people get here, they are settled, but they feel, okay, let their child finish their secondary school education and even probably university and come in here as a full-grown adult. And I'm like, how about, so who will be with the children? I don't know. Like, who will be with the children? Like, you don't want to be part of your kids' life? How about like the emotional support they need? There are some days that all they need is a hug. All they need is for you to look them face to face and actually, have conversations with them. It's not everything that is about money. There are a lot of emotions these days, like, so many things. Teenagers, especially preteens, they go through a lot. They have emotions. They are going through puberty. I think I would have preferred it if you say, oh, okay, let me just stay in Nigeria with my children, let us grow together, right? Than you saying, oh, you want to be abroad, but I don't want my children to come here because I don't want them to get carried away with the culture here, or I don't know, some people say get spoiled or whatever it is. I don't know. I think that's where I have a problem. It's better for me to just be back home with them and actually nurture them. It's not everything that was here on the news that would apply to us or that we should just run with. Last week I mentioned in my video about studying, where it was people just ran with the notion that private institutions in Malta are no longer accredited. You didn't even bother to check or to do your homework well, to see what exactly the impact is or where exactly are they not recognized and all. People just run with it and just feel like, oh, no more Malta. I can't go study in Malta anymore and all. Man, good luck to you, because at the end of the day, it all depends on what you want. It's not everything that you hear online or that you watch that is actually valid. Okay, experience it for yourself. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. Yes, you can learn from people's experiences and people's stories. And that's why, of course, as a child of God, as a Christian, you should ask the Holy Spirit. Ask God to direct you. Holy Spirit is the best teacher. If you're a Christian, ask God. Like, you have the source right there. So why not just ask him? So I just thought to do this video and then encourage you all, make that move. If you feel like you want something else, you want a better experience for your children, make that move. You want a very safe environment where your children will grow, be nurtured in a very loving, friendly environment without tension, without all the brouhaha. Then Malta is that place. I don't know. I think that's why Malta, I would prefer Malta over a lot of even very big cities abroad, because it is small. It is, I feel so in touch with the environment and everything. I don't know. I can't really put a word to it, you know. But at the end of the day, it is a fantastic place to raise your children. Okay, so that will be all for now. I just thought to share this with y'all. I saw all these videos and I'm like, gosh, what is going on? Why are people discouraging others from coming abroad? If you keep complaining about the country where you are in, then go back. I know it's easier said than done, in the sense that, oh, maybe a lot have been put in already and maybe you're getting 1 or 2 from being abroad. But if it hurts that bad, or if it's really horrible, then just go back and let someone else come in. I mean, give someone else the opportunity to relocate abroad. So it's been amazing. The relocation to Malta would always be the best decision of our lives, because it has been so good. I hope this video would encourage 1 or 2 people out there, or people who are trying to see how they can, how they can make that, or why they need to make that decision. Okay. All right. See you in my next video.